Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, it is great to have you, and today we need to take a look back at Ethereum. Now, if you guys remember from a couple of days ago, I made a video talking about why Ethereum was secretly bullish, and here we are just a couple of days later, and Ethereum has hit a new high of $433. Now, I want to talk about what Ethereum has done today, why it broke out, and where I think it's going to go from here. So if any of that sounds entertaining, make sure you guys stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into this, guy. So Ethereum, as of right now and as of what it's done today, has gone all the way from about $376 right down in here, and we can look at this on a daily candle in just a second, but we've hit this new yearly high of $433. Now, we broke out with strength today. We can see that the volume right down in here was very clearly here on this breakout. Again, it was just textbook. It was great. We saw that this giant level of support that we will look at in just a second on a higher time frame held so well. In fact, this was a great thing to look out for if you're learning technical analysis, and even if you're not. One of the things that I actually tweeted about on my Twitter, there's a link to that in the description down below, is that if Ethereum doesn't have a descending triangle here, which it looked like it had the potential to, we could start seeing that this was a descending level of resistance with a flat level of support. But one of the things I tweeted about was Ethereum is looking really good so long as it doesn't continue this descending triangle. And here we are. Again, the buying volume is there. We can see that the retracements from this level were huge. Almost a 100% retrace back up to the upside, came back down, retraced again, almost 100% of the way back up, just enough to keep this as a slanting down level of resistance. But then here we are, we broke out of that resistance to a new yearly high, and here we are at Ethereum, still up over 7%, nearly 8% on the day. Now, that isn't even from the high. I believe from the high it was like 10%, which is great. But something that is kind of weird here is that while Ethereum's up like 10%, you have a lot of the altcoins and even Bitcoin itself that's up like maybe like 2 to 3%. Some a little bit more, some a little bit less, but for the most part, Ethereum is the dominant breakout of the day here. So when we're looking at this, I want to go ahead and zoom us out just a little bit to the 3-day chart so that we can get a proper understanding of what this level is. Now, this is a previous swing high now turned into support. This double bottom support over here is so good for Ethereum, and I'm going to talk about this probably again in another video, but it is so important to understand that we didn't only use this as support, we used the previous swing high as a double bottom support, and we rocketed off of this level to a new high. So again, in my opinion, this is a very bullish thing to see for the macro of Ethereum. If we're going to go ahead and go back to this 4-hour, we can see that there is now a good area of consolidation everywhere between $415 all the way down to about $365. This means that we're going to now have a pretty good level of support in this area for whenever we might come retest it again. That could be tomorrow, that could be a month from now, that could be a year from now. You know, the honest answer is we don't know when it's going to retest this level again, but we now know that there is consolidation, and with the consolidation, there is going to be a form of support here now. So one of the things that I want to, I guess, continue talking about is taking just kind of a look at some of the indicators and oscillators over here. Now, this was one of the main things along with the volume as to why I said Ethereum and Bitcoin and a couple of these other cryptocurrencies were having secret bullish divergence. In fact, we saw that the price was not moving anywhere. It was moving in like a couple percent range at max. So what we can see is that, yes, this looked incredibly good, and while the indicators were falling on things like the daily and the 3-day and stuff like that, the price action was not moving anywhere. And of course, here we can see it. Beautiful breakout from Ethereum, double bullish divergence on this 4-hour MACD, seen very, very clearly if you like to use something like that. Over here on the RSI, nothing, again, too crazy. Beautiful dip. We can see that where it dipped from, of course, being all the way up. Where did it peak at? Like 89, just over 89, which is the highest level that we've seen on the 4-hour RSI since like May of 2019, April of 2019. So a pretty long time, over almost a year and a half. So the highest level it's been at almost a year and a half. So With the indicators and oscillators, I know I'm mumbling just a little bit, but stay with me. With the indicators and oscillators kind of trending down, the point that I'm trying to make is that while these guys were decreasing, the price action of Ethereum, if we go and we want to look at it, it wasn't moving anywhere. We can see the drastic drop off from 89 all the way down to like 35 or 39 or whatever that might have been. And here is where the price kind of ranged from. A very small range for a very broad steep fall in these indicators and oscillators. So that is, I guess, the reason and part of the reasons as to why this was called secret bullish divergence. It was a little bit deceptive in a way, but I want to go ahead and move this back to the 1 day here. Now, if we're looking at targets for Ethereum, if it breaks this level of, what is this, like 435, this little bit of last resistance that it has left, then we have some serious room to move. I don't see resistance until $500 for here. Now, $500 is going to be a psychological resistance. It's half of $1,000. We kind of all know that just as general knowledge. After $500, I mean, there really isn't too much stopping Ethereum from going to 600 and then probably up to like 800. So those are my target levels of what I'm looking at for Ethereum. If it wants to come back to the downside here, again, we still have support at like 365, 370. Below that, we have support at about 300 to 290 area, and below that we have about 250. So those are my levels to the upside and to the downside. Until I get a serious reason to doubt this, the trend is my friend, and I will continue to be bullish on this until something very big tells me otherwise, right? There's no reason. There's too many people that are trying to fight the trend of this, saying it's overpriced, it's overvalued, this doesn't make sense, this is illogical. I saw a piece of news on this. You know, again, at the end of the day, guys, I can't iterate this enough, but the trend is your friend. I have learned too many times to not fight the trend, especially in cryptocurrency. So that's going to go ahead and sum up this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like and you know, make sure you guys subscribe so that you guys can see more content like this. If you guys really like the video, maybe share this with a friend or someone that needs to hear it. And I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and wrap this up, and I will see you guys in the next video.